More than $15 million in federal grant money is headed to the Magnolia State, and part of it will be spent on infrastructure in Tupelo. Today, WTVA's Ethan Foster spoke with Mayor Todd Jordan about the plan ahead and what sparked the coming changes.
You can get on Facebook at any time and people are putting on there having to sit through a train again.
If you drive in Tupelo, chances are this is a familiar sight. And that's why $1.4 million is being divided up and split between two projects aimed at reducing traffic backups in the city, like those that frequently happen at Crosstown. An intersection recognized for its close proximity to the tracks.
The railroad has told us that they show Crosstown across the country on how not to do an intersection.
Part of the money will go towards implementing new railroad quiet zones and moving the switching operation at Crosstown further south to an intersection that sees less traffic. And at Easton Boulevard, the grant money will fund the engineering and construction of a highway overpass to take drivers over the tracks. The mayor said he had a personal experience years ago in Tupelo at that railroad crossing that stuck with him ever since.
Well, it goes back to actually when I was in high school. We were coming home from a basketball game. We were on the bus and we sat behind a ambulance at that railroad crossing at KCS and watched the paramedics do CPR on someone sitting there for 20 or 30 minutes. And that vision has always stuck out in my mind, and I always said if there was any way that I'd ever have an opportunity to do something for emergency services to get from 45 to the hospital, then I would, and that was kind of on my priority list. So I wanted to put that in there, so I guess I'm either the one to praise or blame for that one.
As you can see here behind me, when the trains aren't moving through, traffic keeps moving pretty smoothly here at Crosstown, and the mayor just wants to keep it that way. But he also wants the people here in Tupelo to know that these upgrades and improvements have been years in the making.
And I just believe that this is a monumental day for the city of Tupelo. It's taken about 20 years from, I think, Glenn McCullough's administration to now to get quiet zones going, and I think it shows the citizens that this administration don't only have priorities, but we are starting to get things done about them.
In Tupelo, Ethan Foster for WTVA 9 News.
Meanwhile, the Tanglefoot Trail is getting more than $1 million to expand. $1.4 million will be used for a potential 20-mile expansion from New Albany to Ripley. Right now, the trail is over 43 miles, and it runs through New Albany to Houston. Speaking of Crosstown,